What's up everyone, Drew from Misfit Athletics, and today we're talking about bar muscle ups. When it comes to the more dynamic barbell movements and gymnastics movements, it can be really hard to show you guys the concepts that we're trying to get after in real time. Can't really pause an athlete, especially when it comes to the bar gymnastics. So we're gonna try something new today. We're gonna go over a video review of the bar muscle up and talk about some things that we're trying to do. Shout out to Erin Vandendriessche for sending this over and for making everyone jealous of how easy she can make bar muscle ups look. So the three things that we're going to talk about today are the swing, loading, and the finish. So we're going to head over to the video review now and check out these bar muscle ups. So the very first thing when it comes to the swing, as you'll notice, when she jumps up, you see that forward angle to her arms. That allows her torso and legs to be behind the bar here. When we're talking about the glide kip, the biggest difference is that the torso and the lower half stay on the same side of the bar, as opposed to the butterfly kip or the traditional gymnastics kip where you're kind of trading places as you go through. So as we swipe forward now, this allows her to get on the other side of the bar with her entire body and allows her to get that swing that is going to turn into the glide kip. So we're just going to kind of cruise through here and talk about what happens at the top to recreate that swing. So as she's coming back down, again, you'll notice that the majority of her body is behind the bar here. She tucks those heels back so she can come down, and we know that if her hands are in this position and she's going down, that her entire body will end up on the front side of that bar once again. So again, what we're trying to accomplish here to get the glide kip, to get used to getting into these shapes and making the bar muscle ups easier, is having the torso and the legs on the same side of the bar as we swing through. So now let's talk about loading a little bit. As she swings back towards the bar here, what makes this different than a traditional gymnastics glide kip is that she's going to point her knees towards the bar. This is probably the biggest thing that I see makes, really that quick change for athletes when it comes to the bar muscle up, is the knees going up instead of the feet going up, which either could be against the rules because it's an uprise or just has a little bit too much tension on the hip flexors. So as she gets to this position here, she's really loading herself properly to be able to get up over the bar nice and easy. And we'll kind of transition through here. We have, again, everything's behind the bar. She's coming through. That gets her to a position where she can get in front of the bar and swing back and load. Watch those knees drive directly towards the bar. That's going to create that position right there. So that's the loading that we're adding to the swing. And last but not least is what happens here with the finish. Now, what separates good athletes from great athletes when it comes to movement efficiency is when we know that there are two different things that we're trying to accomplish and we blur them together so they're fluid and they become one piece here. So we obviously see and know that we need to get our hip to the bar here, and she does absolutely that. But as her hip goes to the bar, watch her torso. Her torso is following that arc that it has been the whole time. If we rewind here and watch her torso all the way through, it is going out and around, and there's no moment where she's really stopping and pausing in any of these positions at all when it comes to her torso. So knees drive up. She creates that hip pocket that will allow her to bring her hips to the bar. But instead of getting really wide open and having her torso parallel with the ground, it follows that arc and it brings her up into that position. So again, this is easier said than done, but you want to make sure that you understand the three concepts separately and then try to put them together. So the glide kip itself is going to allow for you to have that arc that brings you out and around. Driving those knees up towards the bar is going to be super, super important. And then obviously, last but not least, we are going hip to bar. We are not going sternum, chest, any of that. We're trying to get the hip all the way up to the bar and have that arc bring us all the way around. If you guys like this video review style tip, let us know in the comments and then get out into the gym and work on your bar muscle ups. We'll see you next time.